to talk to you about the correlation between scientific knowledge and the Ice Age story that you all read. So first off, we're going to start off with the question, how is scientific knowledge unique? What makes scientific knowledge unique is that it has 5 very distinct characteristics. So first characteristic is universal, which basically means that it's the same everywhere. So the same biology that we study here in Canada isn't going to differ anywhere else in the world.
An example. In China, the human body has 206 bones. In Canada, the human body has 206 bones.
The second thing that makes it really unique is the fact that it's quantifiable, which means that it can be measured.
An example. This ice cap is 1/3 of the way full. Therefore, it's roughly 1/3 of 355 milliliters.
The third is that it's empirical, which means that it can be experimented on.
An example. I can see that this ice cap is 1/3 of the way full. I can observe that it's 1/3 of the way full. Therefore, it's empirical because I can actually observe it and that it's not just a theory.
The fourth is the fact that it's provisional, which means nothing is consistent. So for example, many years ago they thought that smoking didn't really harm your health, but as science has moved on, new knowledge has come out, and we now know that smoking is actually very, very detrimental to your health.
An example. 1988. Ice caps are healthy for you because it contains milk. And milk is good because it's a dairy product and has calcium. It's good for your bones. 2018. Ice caps are not very healthy for you. It has cream, which is bad for you, milk, which has a lot of stress and hormones from the dairy industry, as well as coffee, which has caffeine, and caffeine has been proven to be an addiction.
And the final point that makes scientific knowledge unique is that it's predictive, which means that it can be used to predict both the future and the past.
An example. 1988. Guys, do you think this is actually healthy? Yeah, it contains milk, but it's pretty sweet, and a lot of things that are sweet are not good for you. Because I know that sweet things aren't always good for you, and this is sweet, I think that in the future, they'll realize that it's not healthy for you. So although all the previous terms correlate to Ice Age, we're going to focus on empirical and... An example for empirical is, although other theorists did contribute to the Ice Age theory, Agassiz actually was empirical about it because he constructed a hut and lived on it for a while, made it his home, and investigated the movement of ice. This contributed to the Ice Age theory, therefore that was empirical. Well, provisional correlates to Ice Age because people always thought that the movement of glaciers was due to the biblical flood, but after new theories and Agassiz's experiment, they started to adopt the idea of the Ice Age. An example. In the past, people thought the biblical flood was the reason, whereas later we found out that it was the Ice Age because of Agassiz's experiment and other scientists' contributions. That is provisional because it changes.
So the second question we're going to tackle is, how does scientific knowledge work? So scientific knowledge basically has 5 basic steps that allow it to operate. The first step is observation, which is just recording of data. The second
Observation. I can observe. This laptop is on. Netflix is on. My room light.
Hypothesis, which is just an education.
An example of this is, because my room light is on and my laptop is on, I can presume that the battery in my laptop is working and the light bulb in my room is working. That's just an assumption, but that's an educated guess based off previous knowledge. And therefore, my hypothesis would be that my light bulb is working and my laptop battery is working.
The third step is to conduct an experiment.
An example for this is to check my hypothesis by going over to the light bulb, opening it up, unscrewing it, and checking to see if the light bulb turns on when I screw it back in. This would show us that the light bulb is working.
The fourth step is a law, which is basically just a generalized explanation of all this. And
an example of a generalized explanation explaining my light bulb theory and my laptop theory is that my hypothesis was correct in that my light bulb does work and my laptop battery works because of my observation, my experiment.
The fifth step is a theory. So that's just a summarization of observations as well as an explanation for why all of this stuff is occurring and why your observations are occurring.
In summary, my light bulb works, my laptop battery works. I know this because I conducted an experiment, opened up the light bulb and realized that it works, looked at the battery inside of my computer, and it works. So now you're probably wondering, how is this relevant to Ice Age? Well, the 2 terms that we chose to talk about is observation and theory. And so Perrotin observed deep grooves in the bedrock caused by pressure.
Another observation was Agassiz's experiment. He lived in a hut, and he put metal spikes inside of glaciers to see the movement of ice. This helped contribute to the Ice Age theory and how we know what it is today.
This aided in the construction of the theory that there was an ice age that covered most of.
As she said in the video, Agassiz's experiment led for him to develop a theory. The Ice Age occurred and not the biblical flood.
Alright, so the final question that we're going to tackle is, what are some limitations of scientific knowledge? So a few limitations are, one, confirmation bias, and this basically means that while doing an experiment, a scientist may only look for the things that help to prove their hypothesis and ignore the things that may deny their hypothesis.
An example of this would be me looking at my light bulb and saying that it's not the light that's working, it's the sun, it's the natural sunlight. Ignoring the fact that the light is becoming directly from the ceiling, I would be ignoring that and saying, no, it is the outside light, it is not the light bulb. That is confirmation bias. Unfortunately, confirmation bias is still common in everyday science. It gets filtered out as much as we can, but it's not preventable all the time.
The second thing is that it's based off induction, which means that it's not 100%. So basically, it's based off a generalized conclusion. Number 3 is paradigm shifts. And paradigm shifts are when new ideologies come out, and it basically causes a huge societal change and changes society's beliefs. This is a huge limitation because we could be going maybe 50 years just believing that something's right and basing our lives off of that. So going back to the smoking thing, before people were just kind of like, oh, it's fine, whatever. And then this huge paradigm shift occurred when new scientific knowledge came out, and it basically, said, hey, you guys are killing yourselves, and that just really changed society's beliefs. And prior to that, people were doing stuff that were dangerous. Related to Ice Age. Confirmation bias correlates with Ice Age because although Venetz, Perrotin, Agassiz, and de Charpentier all provided sufficient evidence in support of the Ice Age theory, the general scientific population ignored that and instead only acknowledged the ideas that confirmed the biblical flood instead of acknowledging the evidence that supported the Ice Age theories. The second one, induction correlates with Ice Age because Perrotin, Venetz, de Charpentier, and Agassiz all basically worked together to gather all the facts and to come to the generalized conclusion that there was once an Ice Age that covered most of Europe.
And thanks, everybody. We enjoyed coming to your classroom to talk about scientific knowledge and the Ice Age. I'm glad that you listened to the whole entire presentation, and we hope you learned something from it. If you like this and you're interested in learning more, when you're in grade 12 in 2 years, I'd recommend taking philosophy. And that's a wrap. Bloopers?
Hi, this is Madison's mom. I came all the way up here for no reason, and I'm trying to figure out why my eyes won't straighten out and they're looking sideways.
This is why you don't ask your parents to help you film and then leave them alone with your phone. I just found this randomly in the iMovie in the middle of our presentation. The end.